In the summer of 1976, South Africa tore itself apart, and a young police captain named André Stander was ordered to hold the line.
When South African troops and police opened fire on a peaceful school children.
He did his duty. He saw the carnage, and something inside him broke. His disillusionment wasn't a theory, it was a slow-burning fuse. And 2 years later, on Friday, November 10th, 1978, he decided to light the match, not with a protest, but with a perfectly orchestrated crime. André Jacobus Stander, son of a police general, top of his academy class, promoted to captain at just 24, he was the apartheid establishment's poster child. But after Soweto, the uniform felt like a cage. The system he'd pledged his life to had revealed its brutal core. So he planned his revenge not as a revolutionary, but as a heist against the very system that paid him. His plan was as brazen as it was brilliant. First, create the perfect alibi. As captain of the Silverton Robbery and Murder Unit, he had the authority. That Friday, he called his squad into his office and gave them an urgent tip. A major suspect had been spotted at Jan Smuts Airport. He sent his entire team on a wild goose chase across the city. The stage was now empty. As his men scoured the airport, Stander bought a ticket. 1 hour later, he landed in Durban, 300 miles away. In an airport bathroom, the uniform came off. He slipped on a cheap wig, large sunglasses, and a fake mustache. The transformation was complete. His target, the Trust Bank on West Street. He walked up to a teller, slid a note across the counter, and calmly showed the butt of his police-issue .38 special revolver tucked into his waistband. No shouting, no panic. The note read, "This is a holdup." He got away with 3,500 South African rand, about $4,000. He caught a taxi back to the airport, boarded the return flight, changed back into his uniform in the Johannesburg arrivals bathroom, and was back at his desk at Silverton Police Station by 4 p.m. The perfect alibi was now the perfect cover. Then the call came in. A major bank robbery in Durban. Details sketchy. Witnesses described a lone, calm gunman. "I'll take the lead on this," Captain Stander said. And just like that, the hunter was assigned to catch himself. He filed the initial report, questioning his own witnesses, analyzing his own method. For the next 3 years, this was his pattern. He'd hit over 24 banks, amassing a fortune, all while leading the official investigation. But in 1983, André Stander slipped up. A witness got a partial plate. He was arrested, tried, and sentenced to 75 years in Pretoria Central Prison. For a normal man, the story ends there. For Stander, prison was a corporate merger. He recruited 2 of South Africa's most volatile bank robbers, Alan Hale, a former soldier, and Lee McCall. And later, they would become known as the Stander Gang. In September 1983, they faked an illness, overpowered guards, and escaped. They were done with subtlety. Now it was war. They stole an armored cash-in-transit van, then robbed the bank it was supposed to be servicing. They'd hit 3 banks in 90 minutes, taunting police on the radio. The public, tired of apartheid, began to cheer for them. Stander had become a twisted folk hero. Their most iconic stunt was pure psychological warfare. After a heist, a bank manager went on TV, boasting the gang had missed the main vault. Stander watched the broadcast furious. He turned the car around, drove back to the same bank in broad daylight, blasted the vault they'd missed, and left a note for the manager. The message was clear: you do not mock the Stander Gang. The empire of irony collapsed in blood. Lee McCall was gunned down in a shootout in 1984. Alan Hale was captured. Stander, using a forged passport, fled to America. He settled in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, living as Derek Scott. But the paranoia was constant. He was convinced the FBI or the South African government were closing in. On February 16, 1985, he was spotted, not by a SWAT team, but by a routine patrol. As officers moved in at his apartment on Sunrise Boulevard, Stander panicked. He wasn't wearing a disguise. He wasn't planning a heist. He was coming home on a bicycle carrying groceries. There was no epic last stand, just a frantic, ugly struggle over a shotgun with Officer Sergeant Victor T. Ruggiero. André Stander, who humiliated a nation's police force, who lived a decade-long, impossible lie, died on a patch of Florida grass.